What's up, guys? Today I'm gonna make a video that's kind of different from my normal videos. It is called the 19 Things to Quit in 2019. So hope everyone is having a good holiday, and let's get this new year off to a good start, right? So many people adopt the phrase, new year, new me, but I don't think many people know where to start. And so I've compiled a list of some pretty important things that you should quit in 2019. So let's get started. So the first thing to quit is to quit putting other people's happiness before your own. Whether it's your family, significant other, friends, it's okay to be a little selfish once in a while. And I think this is something a lot of people need to hear. So put yourself first, be happy. Do what makes you happy, not anyone else. Okay? The rule is quit trying to make something out of nothing. There's so many people in relationships, in friendships, maybe in careers that are working so hard to make something when you just need to sit and realize that there's nothing really there. And I think I have this philosophy where, there's something meant for everyone, and you shouldn't have to, force something to work out. I think things that work out naturally are probably the best things in life anyways, right? Third rule, or third thing to quit actually, quit running back. Whether it's a relationship, certain people, a job, whatnot, just quit running back. I've seen people, go back to their ex, go back to a job that they hated because, it was comfortable, it was okay, but, just once you make that move, just don't go back. Simple. Here, I guess a lot of these are kind of about relationships maybe, or friendships, but the fourth rule is quit finding yourself in other people. What that means is quit, if someone tells you this is how you are, quit using that to define yourself. Or, in fact, quit looking for qualities about yourself through other people. So, if someone says you're mean, if someone says this, someone says this, that's not you, that's not necessarily you, that's just how they perceive you. So, maybe just look within yourself, try to find yourself in yourself. Does that make sense? If it doesn't, just comment, ask me, I'll explain it more. So, quit rushing your life. Now, this one seems kind of iffy even when I wrote it, but I think so many people are in a hurry to find the right person, to find the right job, to find their path in life, but it sounds kind of cliche, but it's a lot about the journey of getting there rather than getting there. Because after all, life is just one big journey, right? The next thing to quit focusing on the past. Now, I'm probably guilty of this more than anyone I know, but I spent a lot of my life, thinking about what went wrong there, what was there, was anything there in the first place? Was I supposed to do something differently? There's another cliche thing, the more you focus on the past, the less you get to focus on the future, or the less you see things coming your way, something like that. But in the end, what can you do about the past? The past is the past. The past is the past. So, just forget about it. Don't forget about it, learn from it, obviously, but focus on the present, focus on the future, do something. Duh. Quit are kind of a 2-for-1 special. Quit second guessing and quit doubting yourself. Now, these are kind of important because if you second guess anything you do in life, you're just gonna miss out, and it's just gonna be a whirlwind of disappointment because you're gonna be in your head, then you're gonna be thinking, oh, should I not do this? Should I have done this? Don't do it. Just don't second guess yourself, but then again, don't be impulsive. So, take calculated risks, obviously, and again, don't doubt yourself. I think you'll be surprised how much more capable of things you are than you thought you were, so don't do it. The thing to quit is kind of a generalization of things, but quit being afraid. Whatever it may be, moving on, quitting your job. If you don't want to quit your job, don't quit your job, but something like that, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. That's what I like. There's nothing else to it. Just don't be afraid. Just do it. Next one is kind of for myself as well. Quit hiding. Not obviously physically, but more figuratively. Quit hiding behind a wall of toughness, masculinity, whatever you want to call it. Just quit hiding. Be who you want to be. Be who you want to be unapologetically, I should say. Because so many people I know are, great, deep, beautiful souls, but they hide it out of, insecurity or self-preservation or protecting themselves. But, somewhere along the line, you just are going to need to open up, be who you are, express yourself to the world, and you might get hurt, you might not, but the only way to live fully is to not hide. So don't do it. Quit obsessing over your faults and your weaknesses. Now, this one actually really works in a business standpoint, but it also works in many other aspects of your life. I think a lot of people have the notion that they need to figure out their weaknesses, figure out their faults, and spend their time working on those. But in the long run, I think you should find your strengths, what you're good at, and really, really hone in on those, because it's better to be great at something than to just be, an all-around average at everything. And I know you'll get this a lot in business, because I think people like Gary Vee might say this, but they say, forget about your weaknesses. I mean, know your weaknesses, right? Acknowledge them, but don't obsess over them. Like, the more you obsess over them, the more people are going to see them. The more I say, oh man, I'm like this, the more I'm going to become like that. So honestly, just recognize them and then focus on what you're good at, right? This one goes out to the millennial population maybe. Quit being afraid of being alone. Honestly, this is a big one, because I find so many of my friends, so many people I know, jump from, relationship to relationship, or they have a constant need to be around other people because, being alone just doesn't cut it for them, or, they feel bored or sad or whatever. I think you should learn to love being alone, and at least for some time, because when you're alone, it's just you and you, right? And you want to learn the most about yourself. So when you're constantly around other people, when you're constantly in relationships, you're not getting that self-awareness, self-love, perception that you should get. And I think that's an important thing to have, especially before you decide to commit or settle down or, take something seriously. You should know who you are and really, really, really know, inside yourself. One is also a twofer. Quit settling or quit bargaining with yourself. A lot of people, are in jobs they don't love, relationships they might not really want to be in, have friends they don't really want. Anything, like the simplest thing down to, what you're eating or what you're doing. Don't settle, okay? Don't think, okay, it's not so great now, but maybe I can, do something like this or do something differently and it can get better from here. Don't do that, don't bargain, oh, okay, maybe my job's not great right now, but in, 2 years' time, maybe I'll do something differently. No, just don't do that. You deserve to have the best for yourself. You deserve to put yourself the top priority, because think about it. When you go and bargain, somebody is getting screwed, right? Somebody is getting the upper hand. And if you're bargaining with yourself, that means one part of you is missing out on something and the other part is going to get some upper hand. But in the end, no part of you is getting the upper hand if you're bargaining or settling with anything in your life. So don't do it. Quit it. The next one, I'm not sure if it's a twofer, it might be, but it's quit being content and quit being comfortable. I think these are the two worst things you can be in life. Now, everyone's thinking, wait, I want to be comfortable, I want to be content, but in any standpoint, whether it's business, whether it's bodybuilding, whether it's, relationships, friendships, family, whatever, you don't. Like, comfortability is the worst thing. Like, good is the enemy of great. Okay, remember that. Good is the enemy of great. Now, what I mean by that is, some people would be in, again, I'm going to use these examples because these are the prime examples we see in life. You're in a job that's safe, that's secure, you get benefits, whatever, but maybe you don't love it. You're in a relationship where you can trust the person, that they'll never leave, or nothing terrible will happen, but you're not crazy about them. So why would you want to be that way? Like, I understand that, comfortability and being content are seen as normal, but why? Like, you're gonna die anyways, right? I want everyone to have this understanding, because not many people understand, or not many people really embrace the fact that they're gonna die someday. And that makes all the difference. So many people are sitting in stalemate relationships, sitting in dead-end jobs, whatever, because I'm comfortable. Why? What more do I need? I'm comfortable, I can provide, I can do this. But why? Like, I don't think anyone settles for average. Do you? If you do, like, why would you do that? Many people that won't move where they're living, or won't break up with their significant other, won't quit their job and try to start that business they've always wanted to, because why? Like, why put yourself at risk if you don't need to? If you're already have a secure job, already have a secure relationship, why? Well, the answer is, why not? Like, you don't understand that if you want to be great, you're gonna have to give up good. Okay, I'm gonna go back to that. Okay, being good is the enemy of great. Okay, remember that. I don't know where the camera is. Next thing to quit waiting for opportunities. I recently, encountered this thing called horoscopes. Horoscopes are probably one of the biggest BS things I've ever seen in my life, but according to my horoscope, in January, I'm supposed to encounter a career opportunity that I shouldn't refuse. So if one presents myself, I'll let you guys know. Not because... Why would I wait for an opportunity to happen when I can make that happen myself? Let me tell you something. The next time you go in for an interview, the next time you go on a date, the next time, anything you do where you think, oh, this could be a really big opportunity for me, or this is the opportunity I've been waiting for, change your mindset. Think that this person or this job, I am that opportunity for them, right? I am the opportunity, okay? You are the opportunity, okay? Don't think that you're waiting for the opportunity, or this job, this relationship, whatever is the opportunity for you. You are the opportunity for it, okay? If you go in an interview, if you go into a date, whatever, with this in mind, okay, it doesn't mean be cocky or condescending or anything like that. It means just understand who you are, and understand how great you are for this job, this relationship, whatever. These are the examples I'm using, but they can go into anything. So the next time you do something, realize that you are the opportunity, and you can make any opportunity happen at any given time in life. That's the beauty of it, right? Anything I do, right? Even making this video right now was something I decided to do. I took the opportunity, right? I wasn't waiting for the perfect time to make a video. I'm making a video in my hostel room in the middle of Pakistan. Like, that's not an opportunity, but I, took some time that I had and made it. Right? So, anything. Just make the opportunity. Don't wait for it. Next thing to quit is also quite important. Quit letting negative thoughts control your mindset. I've actually been quite guilty of this in my past, and sometimes, even in my day-to-day life, where I get these negative thoughts and they become all I think about, that day or that week, or sometimes, then you end up having like a bad month, because you're just... whatever negative thoughts it may be, you're letting them sit in your mind, and it really impacts everything else in your life. And I remember once, I think my mother told me that the more negative things you think about, the more it starts to show on your face, meaning that, like, you'll get more wrinkles, or I think whatever, or you'll just have one of those broody faces. And that is kind of true, because I remember one day waking up and I looked in the mirror and I didn't recognize who I was. And it was after, a really tough time in my life that happened, years before, and I spent a really long time just sitting in, darkness and shutting out other people and keeping these negative, thoughts in my head that, everyone's out, to hurt me, or, I shouldn't be in these situations. But really, you know, these thoughts help nobody. They don't help you, they don't help the people around you. And you know, I understand everyone feels sad and upset and depressed, you know, every once in a while in their life, but the key thing is to move on from those. If you can't move on, you're going to be in a very big problem in your life. And I think, you know, if you can't move on your own, maybe get help, or, you know, seek guidance from somebody, because it's not healthy. It's not, you know, it doesn't feel great. It doesn't look great. You know, you just need to just move on from those negative thoughts, okay? Replace them with good thoughts. So like every negative thought you have, try to put 2 good thoughts, you know, in your brain, and kick that negative thought out, okay? Kick it to the curb. Now, next thing to quit, quit hanging out with negative or toxic people. This is kind of a given, because, you know, you should really just know that people are bad in your life. But there's a saying that you are the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And I know people like Gary Vee or whoever say these kinds of things in the business mindset, in any mindset really, because if you're hanging out with, you know, 5 people, and let's say 3 of them are lazy pieces of, you know, why would you want to be not like them? You know, like let's say they're your good friends, and, you know, they don't work, they don't have any desires, they don't have any drive, they just sit home, play video games. What's going to stop you from being like that, you know? So, and also, even if you're not like that, even if you are, you know, getting your career on the way, you know, trying to do things for yourself, then what benefit do those people have in your life, you know? So it kind of sounds selfish, but everyone in your life should have some sort of benefit to you. And I know that's really, it sounds bad, but I mean that in a sense that, you know, a benefit can be so much as a feeling, you know, an emotion. You know, they make you feel good, or they make you, you know, something like this. It doesn't have to be a tangible benefit. It obviously can be a mental, emotional, spiritual benefit, whatever. But I don't think you should have those kinds of people in your life that are going to drag you down, that are going to put negative thoughts in your head, that are going to hold you back from anything. So really, if you are the, you know, most driven, most nice, kind, successful, whatever person in your circle, it's time to find a different circle. And you should never feel, you know, scared or feel guilty about cutting those people off, even if they are your best friends, because you know, it's your life, right? Only you have you forever. So just do it now. Quit them, you know, tell them they got to go. The very last thing to quit, and I think this one ties in everything together because it's the mother of all, quit being lazy, okay? Quit being lazy. Now, this is easier said than done. Trust me, it is the most easiest thing to say than to do. Because nobody, you know, nobody desires to be lazy, right? Like, maybe you do, maybe, you know, that makes you excited or whatever, but nobody wants to be lazy. Nobody, you know, wants to sit around, do nothing all day. Again, maybe you do, maybe you live in your mom's basement, whatever, but I think laziness is probably one of the things that creeps up on us the most. You know, you sit in your bed and it's so warm, the covers are over you, and you just snooze that alarm for 10, 15 more minutes, and you do that maybe once or twice. That's being lazy, right? That's just, you know, nobody wants to get up. It's winter, you know, get out in the cold, you know, get your car out, whatever. Nobody wants to, you know, get less than their, 8 hours of sleep that everyone so desires. But I think, you know, when you stop being lazy, when you understand when you're being lazy, you'll really get far, and you'll really realize the other, you know, 18 things I told you guys to quit, that you'll see that these things are important in your life to quit. Again, if you're lazy, it's going to be hard to quit any of those things, right? If I am, you know, lazy about my friends, if I'm lazy about my relationship, if I'm lazy about, you know, my job, why would I quit those things? Why would I want to change anything, right? If I'm lazy, I'm content, I'm comfortable, right? Nobody is lazy in an uncomfortable position, right? So really just understand yourself, know yourself, okay? Quit being lazy, you know, get somebody to wake you up if you need to, set 5 alarms, do whatever it takes to make sure that you aren't lazy, okay? Because honestly, you're gonna hear this in every motivational speech. You're gonna hear it in every, successful person's book, diary, whatever. Is, I wasn't lazy. I slept whatever 4 hours, 6 hours, and the next, we all have the same 24 hours in the day. I just did more with mine than you did with yours, and that's why I'm so, up ahead or whatever. And it's quite truthful, right? Like, if you're lazy, what are you going to accomplish? What are you going to do? If I'm sleeping, 10 to 12 hours out of my day, I just lost, 6 hours that I could have done something productive, become something more, done something greater with my life, quit something else. And I think so you should. This might be the first thing you should quit, is to quit being lazy and then focus on the other 18 things to quit, okay? Other things to quit, quit smoking, quit doing heroin, quit spending your life on social media, quit being rude, quit being a jerk to people, quit making people upset, okay? These are just basic things to quit. I shouldn't have to tell you, all right? Okay, bye guys. I'm just kidding, that was a door, but... Yeah! Whoa. All right, cool, right? The first thing is... What is the first thing? I don't know. The fuck, sorry.